And hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Melissa Banks Show. I'm Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. This week's show is going to be a little different. Melissa Banks will be joining us, but instead of giving us business tips and strategies as he normally does on our program, today she's going to be talking to you guys about her role as an entrepreneur and talking about an upcoming event that she has going on as well. There is Melissa. Going to go ahead and bring her in. If you guys are not following Melissa, hello to you, Ethel. Good to be able to see you. If you guys are not following Melissa, of course, we'll let you guys know how to. Also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Dr. Claire, hello to you. Good to be able to see you. And there is Melissa Banks. How we doing?
Doing great. How are you today?
Doing amazing. Doing amazing. Great to see you as always. As I was just saying, today's show is a little bit different because typically what we're doing is we're giving out tips and strategies, but today they're going to be able to see how you, as an entrepreneur, as a master event planner, how you have been promoting your own event and what they can learn from that. You have a big event coming up on August the 7th, the 5-star Bridal Experience. So first of all, Melissa, I want to talk about that because you not only do, hey, Jay, good to be able to see you. You not only give tips, but you are living this each and every day. What has that experience been like for you to be able to try to help others grow and to be able to promote their businesses, but also to be doing this yourself when it comes to your own business and brand?
Well, when I started my career, one of the biggest things and the biggest challenges I had was getting people to share information. In this area at that time, which was over 20 years ago, that wasn't shared. We didn't have internet. You couldn't just go search for it. You didn't have people giving free webinars and things like that. So it was all really tough, knock on the door, try to get somebody to share something with you. So at that time, I made a commitment that as I learned my journey, the more I learned, the more I was going to share with other people. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing what I've learned. So if I can learn something and keep you from doing it 10 times wrong, then that's great for both of us because both of us win. So I've continued that throughout my career in helping others. And as I continue to learn for myself, which was the other thing that I know that it is so important, is to continue to learn for yourself how to put on events, how to reach your audience, how to identify your audience. All of those things came with learning, and it's a process. And when you don't have to figure it all out by yourself, it doesn't seem so overwhelming. So that's what has helped me to be able to keep going over the last 20 plus years to where I am today, and putting some of those things in place that I learned from other people, from research myself, and from just sharing with other people.
Yeah. Well, as we've talked about, the world has definitely changed, though, Melissa, over the past couple of years in particular, which means you've had to change in your approach as well. You have this event coming up on August the 7th here. Hey, Herschel, good to see you. Panther Inc., good to be able to see you as well. So talk to us about how you went about the planning of this, because it is a 5-star bridal experience coming up August the 7th in person. First of all, this is going to be a big event. What was it like for you to go from, doing virtual, then doing hybrid, to now planning something like this?
Okay, so one of the things that I've loved and have always loved about the wedding and event industry was bridal shows. Years ago, bridal shows was how we met people, how we met clients, how we networked. And so it was really exciting when I got the idea, it's time to bring that environment back, right? To give people a place to feel special, to feel all the wedding energy that we feel when we're in that space. And that's where the idea came from. And it also was an opportunity to showcase our beautiful venue here in Brandon, Mississippi, 5-Star Lodge. So it was just bringing some top professionals together, and the energy level will be over the top because we're all in one space and we're sharing. So that was the message I needed to get out, was that, you know what, we've had a rough couple of years and we haven't had an experience like this before. And this is taking the traditional show to another level. It's all about the experience for us. And it's always been that for me and my company. But that's what we're all about at 5-Star Lodge as well, is creating the experience, not just for the bride to be or the groom to be, the wedding party, family. If you're getting ready for like a milestone celebration, this is a great time to not only see top professionals, tour our beautiful venue, but have an amazing time that day. And that's what I've been putting out. I want everybody to know that it's about treating yourself to a wonderful 5-star experience.
Okay. But how did you go about then letting people know it was okay to get back together? Because
Well,
it's one thing to be having an event like this, but after what we've been through the past couple of years, how did you assure people that this was something that was okay for them to be able to come together for?
okay, so that was the biggest challenge, right? Because everybody's nervous. I'm nervous too because of the environment that we're in. So we wanted to make sure that they understood that we were taking every precaution. We have the space. We have limited. One of the things that we addressed right off is that we wanted to limit the number of tickets that we sold.
Okay.
To protect the people. We wanted to also limit the number of businesses that are there showcasing their work. If you've been around a long time, you know that back when we were doing this, you might have 500 vendors and 1,000 people walking through. No, we have limited the number of people that will be there, the number of businesses showcasing their products, and the number of presenters on stage. So everything is spread out. Everything is limited in small, intimate events so that you can feel safe and secure when you're there.
Got you, got you. And I wanted to ask that question, Melissa, because as people are, especially those who are business owners, are thinking about this too. Maybe they've had to change up over the past couple of years. They may have been used to doing just in person, then they've had to go through doing virtual. Then trying to figure out hybrid, but then letting them know, okay, how is it that you're going about doing this? So, how did you then decide on what type of vendors that you wanted for something like the 5-Star Bridal Experience, Melissa?
Well, we wanted to target the top professionals, like the things that you look for when you're having a venue. Food. We have an amazing chef that's going to be providing some appetizers and some food to just give you a taste of what you can feel. And then you can ask him some questions. And because it's so intimate, you're not rushed. You can talk to the vendors up and get your questions asked. They're going to also be sharing what questions to ask when you're interviewing people. We have Jasmine West, who is an amazing event planner in the area. She will not only be showcasing some of her beautiful work there, but she's also going to be on stage giving you some tips. How do you interview? Because you're interviewing a planner when you sit down just as well as she's interviewing you. What questions do you need to ask her? What is it that you need to look for? She's going to be sharing those tips on stage, as well as her journey. Her journey, she's only been in the business for 3 years, and she's going to share how she made an amazing business in such a short time, even in this environment that we're in. So she's going to be sharing that from the stage. We also, another vendor that you always know you're going to need is cake and sweets. What event not going to have cakes and sweets, right? We're going to have cake and sweet vendors showcasing how beautiful your designs can look, but also taste. But we also bring it back Jeremy Cake King Jones, who is originally from Mississippi, and he's built his cake business from his apartment to Florida, where he's now located. And he's going to share some tips about what to look for when selecting the cake. Even if you're thinking of getting in the cake business, he's also going to share some things about that as well. So that's another important vendor you want to have. And of course, drinks, right? You want to make sure if you're planning a wedding or a milestone celebration, you're going to have drinks. So we're going to have an amazing bartender there that specializes in specialty drinks, and she's going to be sharing how you do that. So you get to talk to her up close and personal. So we have you covered in so many different areas.
Okay. For those who are just tuning in, you're watching the Melissa Banks Show. That's her down there. I'm Cyrus Webb. Instead of just sharing tips and strategies today for you for your own business and brand, Melissa is sharing with us what she's been doing and preparing for a big event that's coming up on August the 7th herself. It's the 5-Star Bridal Experience. It's going to be taking place here in our home state of Mississippi. So we're talking with her, kind of picking her brain about how she was able to do this and having an in-person event, and also the different strategies that we've talked about on this program in the past about who the audience is, who do you want there, and also how do you get the word out. So Melissa, talk to us then about the idea for a 5-Star Bridal Experience. You talked about, of course, the why for this. How did you go about deciding how you were going to get the word out? So this was an in-person event. How did you decide how you were going to go about spreading the word about it?
Well, I took some of my own advice and some of listening to you as well. Is I wanted to be in the room where the people were that would be my audience, the people I wanted to come. Those people are people who are planning special events, who are getting ready to get married, who are celebrating vow renewals, those sorts of things. So I jumped onto social media, first of all, and made the announcement. I reached out to my current clients. You know, your current clients are right there. You have their information. I did email blasts, but I also signed up on wedding websites, wedding magazines, where bridal shows are broadcast. And I did a lot of talking about it, a lot of sharing on Instagram. And this is what you do when you want people to know about your event. You make sure that you're where your audience is. And that's what I've been doing over the last several months. Actually, I started very early leading up to now, so I can kind of put it on their brain and change the channel a little bit from that fear of in person to start getting excited about something that's coming soon, that you're going to be in the room with other people.
Yeah. Melissa, I'm going to ask you some questions that I would not know the answer to because, for one, I'm not in your business, and two, I ain't trying to get married. So I'm going to ask you for people out there who maybe are trying to get married or thinking about marriage. Is an event like this, because I guess I want to talk about time frame, right? So the event is August the 7th, where they're going to have this opportunity to meet these different people you've been talking about here. We kind of talked about this on previous episodes of the Melissa Banks Show, but if someone is thinking about planning a wedding for 2023 or 2024, is this something that they should be thinking about coming to and getting that information about now?
Oh, absolutely. I know some planners that is almost booked up already for 2023. So you definitely should be in the space with the professionals right now to get on their books, because dates are going quickly, because we're just now getting back into it, right? So dates are going quickly. If you're still shopping for a makeup artist, say we have a makeup artist that's going to be there with her team that can help you. You want to go ahead and get on her books. The decorators, you're going to want to go ahead and get on their books. And of course, planners, because this is the time to get on their books for 2023. A lot of planners are only booking for 2023 at this point. So you want to make sure that you're there to get the information you need, schedule your consultations, because you'll be able to do that right there on site and get in front of the professionals that you're looking for, so you can get the professional that you want.
Yeah. And I would just ask, I mean, people who may be engaged may have known the answer to that, but I think it is an appropriate question to ask because, thinking about planning, I mean, not everyone can just up and, do all of this at one time. It does take a process, and especially when it comes to venue and the other parts that we're talking about. So the event is called the 5-Star Bridal Experience, Melissa. So I have to ask you, as an opportunity to give you a nice plug here. Why, if someone is in the Mississippi area or want to come to Mississippi for their wedding event, why is your event, why is the 5-Star Event Lodge a place they should go to?
Well, for one thing, 5-Star Lodge itself is such an amazing, beautiful venue that so many people, I call it the hidden jewel that so many people did not know about. So one of our goals is really to make sure that you can experience the lodge and why we think it's so beautiful and such a great place for your event. So coming to the 5-Star Bridal Experience will not only give you a chance to meet all the professionals that I've already talked about, but you will also experience what you and your guests would enjoy if you were to host your event there at the lodge. That's why we're 5-Star, right? We do everything with the experience in mind and with luxury in mind. So it's not just a show that you're going to walk to and talk to vendors. You're going to experience what our guests would experience, and that's what we want you to see. We sit on over 300 acres of property out there, and it's locally owned, so it's a lot of love there, and you feel it when you come through the gates, I always say. So that's why I would encourage you to come to the event to just experience a 5-Star experience, whether it's a wedding that you're planning, that you just get engaged last week, or maybe you're planning your anniversary and it's a milestone anniversary and you want to do something fabulous. It is a perfect venue for that, and you can experience that live and in person, not just on video, not just hearing me talk about it. You can experience it right there.
All right, Melissa Banks, master event planner, entrepreneur, author, host of the Melissa Banks Show, but also here to talk to you guys about the 5-Star Bridal Experience coming up on August the 7th. So I've said the date several times, Melissa, but I'm going to let you let them know the details about when the event actually is, including the time, but also how they can go about getting a ticket for the event.
Okay, great. Yes, the event is being held at Five Star Event Lodge on August 7th. It starts at 1 o'clock and it goes to about 4 o'clock that day. It's right here in Brandon, Mississippi. To get tickets, you go to Eventbrite, of course, and we'll put that link down here, but you can also go to themelissabanks.com, and if you click on that first link, it takes you right to the ticket page. And also, I didn't talk about the prizes. What celebration doesn't have gifts and prizes, right? So we will have some amazing prizes that day, that your ticket is your registration for the prizes, right? And one big prize that will be given away is sponsored by my company, DMD Event Planning and Design. Every event should start with the event planner. And when you start with the event planner, everything else will be pulled together and you can tell the story you want to tell because you have her experience behind you planning your event. With over 20 years of taking an event from consultation to execution, we know how to do that. As part of our celebration for the day, we're giving away our full event planning service to one lucky person that day. That's valued at a minimum of $3,500. Your ticket registration is your entry to that drawing, and you have to be present to win. We'll pull the winner at the experience that day. So you just go to themelissabanks.com to click the link to get your ticket, and it automatically registers you for that gift. And it doesn't have to be a wedding. It can be any special event you're having. Again, it's 5-Star Bridal Experience, August 7th, 2022, from 1 to 4 at 5-Star Lodge Event Venue.
All right, very good. Melissa, you have that down to a T. That's how it should be done. That's what I'm talking about. Again, everyone, if you guys are locally in the Mississippi area, it's great for you guys to be able to connect, to make sure you guys are there. If you're not, if you know people that are in the state, make sure you do help them spread the word to let them know about it, especially for those who are, as you heard Melissa say, not just planning a wedding, but also a special event as well. Melissa, always a pleasure. Glad to be able to let you do some promo on your show this week. And looking forward to next time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Join us.
Appreciate you. Okay, you can stop now, Melissa.
Join us, Cyrus Webb, you too.
And we thank you all for tuning in to another great episode of the Melissa Banks Show. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.